And let's talk gear ratios and bait casting reels. I have here a Shimano Antares. This is the 100XG, and the gear ratio on the 100XG is 7.8 to 1. What does that number actually mean, and how does it impact your fishing? So the number, the 7.8 to 1, means every time I make a complete turn with the reel handle, 360 degrees, that spool is going to turn 7.8 times. And so obviously the higher the number, the more turns that spool is going to make with each revolution of the reel handle. And again, we're talking about a complete 360 turn of the handle. So the higher the number, you're going to get a faster gear ratio. The lower the number, like a 5.6 to 1, that's going to give you a lot more power. And so I'll typically use a 5, whatever the gear ratio is, 5.6, 5.4, whatever they are, for deep cranking, because they've got a lot of power. Every time I turn the handle, it's like riding a bicycle up a hill. You're going to go in low gear as opposed to high gear. There are other applications for low gear ratio reels. If you listen to a lot of Jason Christie videos about him fishing spinner baits, he likes a 5.6, I think it is, to 1 gear ratio, because he doesn't want to overwork the spinner bait. And so there are situations where that low gear ratio could work even for a moving bait. But typically I'm going to use the low gear ratios for that hard, deep cranking type of application because they have more power. I'm going to use the faster gear ratios, like an 8 or a 9 to 1, if I'm flipping and pitching shallow cover, or if I'm throwing a worm and just getting it back to the boat quickly after it gets out of the cover. Those high gear ratio reels are really helpful in that situation. If you're just looking for a general all-around, do everything type of gear ratio, somewhere in that 7 to 1 ratio is a really good all-purpose type of gear ratio. It'll kind of do everything, but that's gear ratios, and that's how you apply it in your fishing. So maybe that helps you select your next reel and getting the right technique, or applying the right reel to the technique.